The marble floors of the Hollingsworth mansion shined every morning under the rising sun, reflecting wealth, power, and perfection. Crystal chandeliers caught the light. Tall windows showed endless gardens. Every detail screamed luxury. Yet no amount of beauty could warm the cold silence that lived inside those walls. In one of the grand rooms slept baby Adrian Hollingsworth, the only child of billionaire Victor Hollingsworth. Adrian had everything money could buy. Designer clothes made just for him. Diamond-studded toys. A nursery that looked like a fairy tale come to life. But none of it made him happy. Every nanny who walked through those towering doors eventually walked out broken. Some cried. Some shouted. Others left without a word. The baby screamed endlessly. He bit. He spat. He pushed everyone away. The staff whispered in corners and hallways. "That child is cursed," some said. "He's just like his father," others replied. But they were wrong. Adrian wasn't cruel. He wasn't evil. He was lonely. And no amount of money could fill that silence. If you believe kindness and second chances can heal even the coldest hearts, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Sometimes, one small act of compassion can rewrite an entire life. Victor Hollingsworth was a man who measured life in numbers, profits, shares, deals. He understood business better than anyone. But emotions confused him. His wife, Mariah, had died during childbirth. One moment she was there, smiling and full of life. The next, she was gone. Victor never learned how to grieve. Instead, he buried his pain beneath work, silence, and million-dollar suits. To the world, Victor was powerful and untouchable. To his son, he was absent. Dozens of nannies came and went. Each one failed. Adrian rejected their care, their voices, their touch. No one asked why. They only blamed the child. Until a woman named Isla Moreno walked through the gates. Isla wasn't from their world. She lived in a small apartment on the edge of the city. Every dollar she earned went toward her mother's medicine and her younger sister's school fees. Life had taught her patience early. When she applied for a job at the Hollingsworth estate, she didn't dream of luxury. She wanted stability, a quiet job, a chance to survive. Her first day felt unreal. The mansion was silent, too silent. Staff members barely looked at her. She didn't mind. Isla had learned long ago that invisible people often carry the strongest hearts. Her tasks were simple. Clean floors, dust furniture, polish mirrors. She worked quietly, never complaining. Then one morning, a sharp cry broke the silence. A nanny rushed out of the nursery in tears, throwing her apron to the floor. "He spat at me again," she cried. Another resignation. Isla stood nearby, holding her mop. Adrian's cries echoed through the hallway, sharp and desperate. Something tightened in her chest. Against her better judgment, Isla walked toward the nursery door. She peeked inside. There sat little Adrian, red-faced and furious, surrounded by toys he didn't care about. His fists were clenched. Tears ran freely down his cheeks. Isla stepped closer. "It's okay, sweetheart," she whispered softly. "You don't have to cry." She gently wiped his tears. Adrian froze. No one had ever touched him like that. No fear, no anger, just calm warmth. Then something unbelievable happened. The baby leaned forward and pressed his lips against Isla's cheek. A soft kiss. Time stopped. In the hallway, Victor Hollingsworth stood frozen. He had come to see why another nanny quit. Instead, he saw his impossible child resting calmly in the arms of a cleaning maid. He blinked, then blinked again. The same child who rejected everyone had chosen her. Word spread quickly through the mansion. Staff whispered in disbelief. The guards exchanged looks. Something had changed. That evening, Victor asked Isla to stay in the nursery a little longer. He stood silently by the doorway as she hummed a soft lullaby. Adrian's eyelids fluttered, then closed peacefully. Victor felt something stir inside him, something he thought had died with Mariah. Days turned into weeks, and Isla became a quiet miracle in that house. She never asked for more money, never demanded attention. Yet every time she entered the nursery, Adrian's face lit up. He laughed for the first time. He ate without crying. He reached for Isla instead of pushing away. And slowly, he began reaching for his father too. Victor found himself coming home earlier, sitting in the nursery longer, watching his son sleep. Sometimes he stayed even after Isla left, just staring, realizing how close he had come to losing this chance forever. Victor noticed Isla's kindness everywhere. How she checked on older staff. How she left food outside the gardener's room. How she worked with cracked hands and never complained. She reminded him of Mariah. One evening, Victor overheard Isla on the phone. "Don't worry," she said gently. I'll send the money this month too. That night, Victor couldn't sleep. Then one afternoon, Adrian fell sick. High fever. Weak cries. Doctors came and went. Panic filled the halls. Isla stayed by Adrian's side all night. When Victor came to relieve her, she shook her head softly. He needs someone he trusts, she said. Those words hit Victor deeply. He sat beside his son, held his tiny hand, whispered promises he didn't know he still had in him. By morning, the fever broke. When Adrian opened his eyes, he looked for Isla. Then he looked at his father. And in that quiet moment, something healed. From that day forward, the mansion changed. The halls no longer felt empty. Laughter returned. Warmth replaced silence. Victor promoted Isla, not just as head caretaker, but as family. Her kindness had reshaped an entire household. When reporters later asked Victor about his sudden change from cold tycoon to devoted father, he simply said, "It started with a kiss my son gave to someone who had nothing, and gave us everything." If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Before you go, tell us in the comments. Why do you think baby Adrian chose Isla when no one else could reach him? Because sometimes, love isn't found in luxury. It's found in kindness.